everyone. Myself, Dr. Sriparna Saha, and I hope you are already knew that in this particular playlist we are talking about how to implement different well-known algorithms using some popular coding platforms. The last lecture it was about how to implement basic backpropagation neural network using MATLAB. And in this particular lecture, we'll be talking about how to write code using Octave. If you do not know, then Octave is a free software that is unlike MATLAB, you do not need to buy any license. And any codes without the use of toolboxes that are available in the MATLAB, you can write using Octave. The syntaxes for MATLAB and Octave are exactly same, but in Octave you cannot run the toolboxes that are present in the MATLAB. So the GA that we are going to write here, we are not going to use any toolbox. So this implementation is about basic operations of binary coded genetic algorithm GA using Octave. I have a full-fledged lecture series on genetic algorithm where you can see what is the basic principles of genetic algorithm and what do you mean by binary coding of genetic algorithm. Please go through that. So now let's start today's video. So this is the basic block diagram. For this particular lecture, we will be talking about how to generate the initial population, then how to calculate the fitness function, then how to select from the mating pool. After the selection, how to do the crossover and mutation, whose are the reproducing stages. So now start the code. So the code is something like that. That is, the first is CLC. That is, CLC means whatever be the outputs that have already obtained by the previous code, that will be deleted from the command window. Then the clear all, that is, there might be some variables that are generated by the already run code. So if I do not want to take the garbage value, I need to remove the already produced variables. So that will be clear. And close. Close means, that is, if some figures or graphs have been generated already by the previous run code, then that will all be closed. So I can get a proper view that what is the actual output of this particular code. Then we are going to concentrate on how to generate genes randomly. Here we are going to generate 10 genes, each of length 30, using binary coding. So the pool, that is the mating pool, is equal to rand I, that is randomly generate integer values. As it is binary coding, so the generation will be using only 0 and 1. So both are integers. So we need rand I. Then within bracket you can see that is 0 and 1. That means the values will be between 0 and 1. That is the integer values between 0 and 1. So as there is no other integer value between 0 and 1, so the result will be only using 0 and 1. So if it was 0 and 10, so that is randomly it is going to generate any integer values between 0 and 10. But here it is only 0 and 1. Then 10, so that denotes that is 10 rows will be there. And then 30, so that means 30 columns will be there. So now each row is going to depict each gene structure, right? And each gene has 30 bits in length. Clear? Next we need to calculate the fitness. Here we have assumed that fitness will be the summation of the values for each gene, and the fitness need to be in the column vector. Why? We have represented each row to represent one gene. So fitness will be, that is a summation of all the values in particular row. So if it is row, then that is why it is sum, that is a summation. Pool, pool is the variable that is the mating pool. Then comma 2. So that is the fitness will be a column vector. Okay. Next, we need to select the best fitted genes. So first we are going to take the highest fittest genes, that is the maximum fit. So we have taken the max from the fitness variable. Then we need to find out what is the index of that particular fitness value from the fitness vector. So to identify the index, that is the loop, that is the for I is equal to 1 to 10, if fitness I is equal to high underscore first, that is if it is the highest value of the fitness, then a temporary variable called a has been generated where the index value have been saved. Then we are ending the for loop, ending the if loop, then ending the for loop. Now the first parent will be that index value taken from the pool, that is pool have 10 genes. So from among the 10 genes we need to identify that particular indexed gene which has the highest fittest value. So we have taken it. Then we are going to display, that is it is the parent one, and then disp within bracket the particular variable parent underscore 1, and here disp and then double quotation notation. Here you can write anything that will be taken as a string. Here the string is parent 1. Now we need to identify the second highest fitted gene. For that we have taken, it is in the line number 22. Here you can see that is the max fitness, then fitness less than max, that is it should not be the highest fitted gene but the second highest. So with max fitness, it should, so the fitness value will be higher than all the other genes but not the highest, or should not be the maximum, that is the second highest. So that was the logic. Then we are need to find out the index. Similar coding has been done. We are finding the index and it has been put in a temporary variable called a. Now from that index value we are taking out the parent underscore 2 from the pool. Then we are displaying it, that is display parent 2 and then display parent underscore 2, that is the displaying of parent 2. That will be in the command window, it is displayed. Now we need to done the crossover. For this particular scenario we are doing the crossover at a random point. Okay, so if we need to generate a random integer point, the syntax was rand I, then 1 comma 30. So that means randomly generate any value between 30. Now if one particular value has been chosen, suppose the value is 10. So what do we need to know, or what do we need to do? That is, we need to take 1 to 10 values from the parent 1, then 11 to 30 values from parent 2. So in the b variable, that was the result of randomly generated crossover point is there. Now we are doing that for I is equal to 1 to 30. Why 30? As the total length is 30. Then if I less than equal to b, that is that crossover point, and it is less than equal to that thing, then child value will be equal to the parent 1. If not, that is the else, then child value will be parent 2. Then we are doing end if, then end for. Then we are displaying the string, that is the crossover point, that is where we are have done the crossover. Then display of b variable, that is the local variable. Then display of the child, that is the what is the generated child after crossover. Then disp the child variable. Then we are doing the mutation. For mutation we are again doing at a random point. If we want to do at particular point, suppose 20 point, just make c is equal to 20. If not, then do this like this. C is equal to randomly generate one integer value between 1 to 30. Then if child equal to 0, if that particular value is 0, then make child c is equal to 1, that is the cth position value is 1. So why we done that only for that if equal to 0, and if it is not done for the else part, that is if the child value is 1 then the value will be 0, that you can done it. But what we have decided over here, just see that the fitness value will be the summation of the all values for each gene, and we want the fitness to be the highest possible thing. So if the value is already 1, we should not make it 0, right? So if we make it 0, then resultant fitness value will be decreased, so we do not need it. We want the fitness value to be go to the highest possible one. So we have done only for if that particular point, that is the mutation point, the value is 0, we are making it 1. Then the display of the string mutation point, then display of C variable, then display of the string that is a child after mutation, and then display of the child variable. Now let's see the workspace. So just I am going from the first chronological order of the naming of the variables, not by how they are generated in the code, but the chronological namings of the variable. Okay, so here the A. So A is a variable that we have needed for storing the highest fitted and the second highest fitted genes and the index value. So A size will be definitely a 1 cross 1 and the value is one particular value. Then B that we have needed for the crossover point. So that is the crossover point value, and C that is needed for the mutation point. So this is the C value. And just check for A, B, C. The three values are integer values and the values are between 1 to 30. Then the child population. So the size of the child population will be 1 row, 30 columns. Then the fitness, as I already told, fitness is a column vector. So it is 10 rows and 1 column. Then high first and high second, they are some variables that are going to store the highest fitness value and the second highest fitness value. So these are also integer values. Then I, that was the for loop, we have taken local variables. So and at last it has been gone to 30 value for this crossover thing. So I value is 30, that is the last value I have gone to. And for each for loop the value has been overwritten. So last value is 30. And parent 1 and parent 2, that are of 1 rows, both of them are 1 rows and 30 columns. Next the pool, that was the mating pool that we have generated by putting 10 genes or each of length 30. So I hope you have understood the workspace. Now let us go to the command window. So they are the two randomly generated parent 1 and parent 2, and they are chosen based on their fitness values from the mating pool. And the randomly generated crossover point was 26. You can see, just check, that is the for 1 to 26 parent 1 values have been taken. After 27 to 30 parent 2 value have been taken. So crossover has been done perfectly. If you do not understand, just pause the video and just check it has been run correctly. Then the mutation point, that has been done at the 7th point. So just identify the 7th position. So the child after crossover was 1 1 1 1 0 0, then 0. So that 0 now have become 1, right? So the mutation has also been run correctly. So thank you everyone. Thank you for investing your time. Stay tuned and happy studying.